everyone. Today I am joined with a wonderful guest, and her name is Mrs. Jayashree Sriram. I will like to introduce her before we begin our chat come interview. So, she is a software professional and a passionate writer, and she is a blogger and has written several articles, media articles, especially in the Your Voice column in the Hindu newspaper, in IBN Life, a local media newspaper, and and she is prominent among those people, and she has a hobby of listening to music, singing, and spending quality time with her son. And she has been participating in the Monamasumi essay writing competition for quite a while now. This is the third time that she had tried, and her level is going on increasing. For the first time, she got the praiseworthy category. For the second attempt, she won the second prize, and for the third attempt, she won the first prize in the essay competition. So it is amazing to have you here, and I will definitely like to talk to you through this interview. And I welcome you. Welcome, ma'am.
Yeah, hi, thanks, Mubani. It really feels great to be interviewed by this esteemed organization. Thanks for that.
So, how did you find or how did you come across Monamasumi's platform?
Yeah, so it all started last year during the lockdown. So I've always been passionate about writing. So during the lockdown, like life was going so monotonous. So I thought, okay, why not try something in writing? So I was just casually browsing in Google for some writing competitions, essay writing competitions. And when I landed up in Monamasumi site, so after going through that, I thought, okay, just why not try my hands on it? And that's how the journey started.
Like, I have always like when I talk to people, I have always said that somewhere this pandemic has been kind of a blessing for us passionate people who actually write, and coming
Yeah, true.
across such a platform, we could use it for our own benefit and improve our writing skills. So definitely, and given this chance, pandemic, we were not doing anything, we were sitting at home, and we, instead of wasting time, this was something that helped us utilize our time.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, like we had our priorities and all those things were there, but when we consider something different from our routine, it's like we will feel like something we've accomplished, that feeling it gave. So and yeah, it felt good. In fact, the first topic I wrote was how did I spend my lockdown time. So that was the first topic I wrote. So I had penned down all my thoughts and how I spent and all these things. So that was the first essay with Monamasumi that I had written.
Definitely, it was a hands-on experience. You actually were writing what you were doing in that period. So,
Yeah.
and pinning it down, it actually helps us refresh our memories, and it will be like getting it out on paper, and it's like done. So, it was definitely, it must have been definitely a nice experience for you also.
Yeah. Yes.
So, what stroked your passion for writing? Since when are you writing, and what happened that made you think that I should write?
So it all started, I think, way back when I was in my seventh grade. So I suddenly had this habit of writing diary. So in those days we didn't have the internet. I mean that was not popular. So when I was in the seventh grade, so I started writing diary. So I used to pen down some very important incidents or our vacation trips and all those things. So that was when my parents they motivated me. They said, okay, why don't you consider this seriously? So when I started writing and I came to high school and then I took up engineering. So I didn't consider that seriously during that moment of time. And in the recent past 1 or 2 years, I thought, okay, let me go back to writing and why not pursue my passion? So again, I've resumed it, I should say, and this lockdown has been a blessing in disguise to bring that out.
Definitely, because after marriage you have so many responsibilities. Now you also have a son, so taking care of him. So your own hobbies must have been somewhere left behind. So
True.
finding
Yeah.
it again and rediscovering your own hobbies, that's a wonderful thing that happened in this pandemic, at least. So,
Yes. Yeah.
and yes, in this generation, people I don't think indulge much in writing, especially in that paper pen method of writing is kind of getting lost. So,
Yeah.
it would be great that people could rediscover this thing and help themselves because it helps us to write in clean
Yes.
mind. So, I hope that
Even
people.
though we write it, I mean, even though we, log it in our computer and other things, as you say, we are able to, pen down our feelings more in a paper than in a computer.
So I hope people listening to this really recognize that they are lacking in some situation or somewhere, and they pick up that pen and paper and write something down. So,
Yes.
so now since you have published your articles in so many newspapers and in the local media, what prompted you to go in that field, or how did you come across that I should send my articles to the newspaper or something?
I've always voiced my opinion, and like when I say that I've written my media articles, so be it the Hindu or the CNN, IBN, or whatever it is. So I have voiced my opinion through it, and in the local media newspaper also, I've sent a lot of articles to the editors. Like for instance, in the recent days also, I've been mentioning about the how the current situation has been in my locality. So I thought, okay, there should be a way we should be able to contribute to the society. So I thought, why not take my writings in a serious way so that in some way I would be able to contribute to the society.
So, if I ask you, what kind of research goes behind your writings?
So yeah, so what I generally do is depends on the topics. So if it's that's something related to our culture or tradition, something, I just talk to the elders at home and try to get what they feel about it or what they have known about it, and then I do some Google search and try to read some books, and then I pen down my thoughts. So if not, if that's something related to my personal experiences, I try to collect some more data on what I have experienced personally and try to do that. But yeah, I mean, I feel talking to people about their experiences, that would give us more idea on what topic we are currently researching on. So that will be the first step that I would do before writing something. Talk to people around and collect their experiences.
Right. I do believe that writing not only it's an art, but it also requires a lot of research. Until and unless you know what you are writing on, you cannot just copy paste stuff and just write it from the internet. So you will have to do a bit of a research. And I also think personally that writing an article is a very patient job. You have to be very patient to do or write something very nicely which you think you should show to the world. According to you, what is the most difficult part of writing an article?
So what I feel is the editing part is the most important part, because yeah, I can keep on writing an article for a number of pages, but we have to ensure that the readers who read it, they are kind of interested to read that. So it should be kept in a way that the content should grab their attention, like what we are trying to convey. At the same time, they should have the interest to move on to the next subsequent pages. So that is where the trick lies in. So the writer should ensure that what they are trying to convey is being conveyed in a creative manner. At the same time, it loses the audience. That is where the matter lies in.
Since you already have a son, and I think you are able to see the difference between these two generations, the time that you were from and the current situation, do you find something that you think that should change, or something that we should learn from this current generation?
Yeah, one thing I feel that our generation was better is regarding the commitment that we had. So when our parents wanted us to do something, that was our priority, which the current generation lacks. And of course, the current pandemic situation, we are trying to control the kids. So that plays a very huge role. So not to blame them as well. So that is one thing which I could see a vast change between our generation and their generation, and something which we could learn from their generation is the perspective that they take things and view things. So that really has enormous leaps. So I perhaps feel that the present generation, they think in all perspectives than what we were in their age. So that has definitely improved in this generation.
Surely, we definitely, everything is not bad in every generation, and we can definitely learn a lot from this generation as well. So, right, exactly. So, in your journey so far, who has been the biggest inspiration for you?
Obviously, my parents, I would say, because they have always felt that I had a very good content in me to bring it out, to convey my feelings and all these things. So, as I said in the beginning of my interview, I didn't take it seriously. But yeah, nowadays I started focusing towards it, and my family, my husband, my in-laws, and my son, they have been a greater support. So that is what has been motivating me to explore things and bring my best.
Definitely, behind everyone's success or everyone's passion to follow something, our families should be behind us. Until and unless they are behind us, I don't think we'll be able to do what we are doing.
True,
And
exactly.
with
Yeah.
an open heart, like we don't worry that okay, what will happen if I falter, if nobody's there with us. But if they are with us, we will gladly do whatever we want or we are passionate about.
Yeah,
So,
so we need both motivation and criticism to be successful.
right,
So I'm
sure, sure.
fortunate that I have that in my family. So as a backup.
So, since you talked about criticism, what is your view regarding criticism? Do you think it's a necessary evil?
Yeah, definitely. So both good positives and negatives should be there for success. So you should have the right amount of criticism. So when people around, they always say you are a very good writer, you are a good orator, and all these things. So that will feel us motivated. But we should know where we lack and how do we improve to move to the next stage. So the right amount of criticism is always necessary. So I feel fortunate to get both criticized as well as being praised. So that is what keeps me keeps me moving up the ladder. So for instance, when I said the first essay I wrote with Monamasumi, I had one praiseworthy category. So the second essay I wrote, I won the second prize. And now I'm so fortunate to have won the first prize. So probably two things. People, they were so open-mindedly. They told me where do I lack, where do I have to improve. So probably I focused on where do you have to improve, and that is what had led me to this success. So that's what I feel.
I can also say that sometimes people get too cocky. If you constantly keep praising them, they are like, "Oh, I am the best," or "I am the greatest in whatever I do." So criticisms hold you back and tell you that no, you are not like at your best all the time. You have some problems and you should rectify it. So yes, criticism is necessary, according to me as well. Do share with the audience few tips that you think is necessary or kind of needed to improve on the writing skills.
So one thing which I personally feel is, especially when we're writing essays and all, so initially we start off with what we kind of wanted to convey, and as the essay goes on, we try to deviate from the topic and just to put in more salt to it, pepper to it. It just gets added, but it doesn't add value to it. So I feel we have to focus on what we want to convey to the people rather than ensuring that okay, an essay means it has to be kind of be some 10 to 12 pages. That's not the need. If we are able to convey what we wanted to in the right amount of content, that would be appropriate. So that is one thing which I want to convey.
I hope the viewers are listening to this and they add it into their own to-do notes, so that will benefit them. Language has such a vast area. Without language, I don't think we would have been able to communicate as freely as we are doing. So, at any point of time or at any instance, did you think that language has really got some power? It had something ever occurred to you when you thought that if language was not there, we would not have been able to do such or such thing?
Yeah, definitely. So earlier, we have known how people evolved over the period of time. So it was sign language first, and then languages. So many languages came, and so fortunately we were born in India. So with so many Indian languages, so yeah, definitely language has a power, and yeah, it's just a means of communication, how we want to communicate with the people. So it can be in any language as far as the content get delivered in the right way. So language doesn't have a barrier. So even we can communicate with birds and animals. So it's just we are connected in a mindset. So that's what I would feel.
Right. And since you are an epitome of, if I can say perseverance, that the first attempt you got the praiseworthy category, then you moved on to the second prize and then the first prize. So I would definitely want a message from you for the future participants and contestants of such competition. What would you like to share with them?
Yeah. So what I would suggest is, yeah, just keep on writing. Don't worry about whether I'll be getting prizes or not. So just try to convey whatever you wanted to. Don't have any fixed mindset. Okay, what if I write this? Will they evaluate my? I mean, so when I wrote these essays, I never thought I'll be. I'll be getting prize and other things. I just wanted to bring out my feelings and whatever I have researched. I just want to bring it out for the people to know. So these essays, they try to bring out many things that people are unaware of. So had it not been for essays, even when I tried to research, I was in awe of so many things. The essay I won first prize, the Sri Rangam temple I've visited so many times. But when I did research on it, I seriously came to know so many things, and that motivates me to, whenever I go to visit the temple again, I wanted to go in person to see that. So that's how it starts to be. So don't worry about the result. Do your research and bring out your content, what you wanted to express it in a very neat manner. So that's what matters ultimately.
Definitely. It was such a wonderful time talking to you, getting your views, and I feel honored to get a chance to talk to you. It was a really nice talk. Thank you so much for taking out your time and talking to us.
Yeah, thanks, Bobani. So thanks to Monamasumi team for giving me such a wonderful opportunity. So to not only by winning the prize, so I got a chance to express my views and share my views with the audience. So definitely, it's a very good opportunity for me. Once again, thanks a lot.
Thank you.